Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Here's the big news, okay? It broke yesterday at Infowars.com. Kurt Nimitz did a great story on it. I got this in the middle of the show yesterday, and I'd already gotten another one of these from Missouri, but I got one from late last year that was bad, but wasn't as bad as this one. And I get these all the time from police all over the country. It's always the same letterhead, the same setup. It'll just have the seal of the state that the feds issued it through. This is through the Threat Integration Fusion Center of Missouri. I separately was sent the latest version from California Highway Patrol. And I'm thinking about, he didn't say in this, don't say his name. He's a sergeant with the Highway Patrol in California, but I'm not going to say his name, and I want to talk to him and get him on the show. Doesn't sound like he's worried about his voice being recognized, but I don't want the sergeant to say his name. But I've got his card right here. And, of course, we looked him up and found him on the web as well. And I have the Missouri State Police officer who does not want his name used. But that was an older version from, I guess, 7 months ago. This one was put out on the 20th of February, 2009. So just about, 20 days ago or so. I guess 22 days ago if you want to be technical. And, it's ridiculous. We post this 9-page FBI, FEMA, ADL propaganda. And it has the phone numbers of the Missouri State Police on it. And we went online and confirmed this is their publication. It says law enforcement sensitive, though, don't distribute. And people start commenting on the Infowars.com story. Oh, I don't believe this. I want this confirmed. Hey, jackasses, and I'm sorry to use that term, but you really need to get your head out of the sand. Call the phone number. We did. They've refused to come on. We have 2 senior state police officers' names, and they admit they issued this. It's confirmed, and we just wrote up the blurb, their names, what they told us. It's being sent to Paul Watson, who's doing a story on it. So, yes, it's real. It's true. Ron Paul, libertarians, Bob Barr supporters, Constitutional Party supporters, you are terrorists that want to kill police, is basically what this says. Ron Paul's basically a terrorist. And yes, call the phone number on the thing for yourself before you start accusing me of lying. I am sick of your denial. Okay, let me break this down for folks. I have been sent hundreds of federal marshal SLAT training. I've been sent videos. We've been sent internal training manuals. I know the Ritters here in town with their local TV show. Years ago, they went to a Homeland Security meeting that was public here in town, and they listed, basically conservative groups, constitutionalists as threats, tying it in with Al-Qaeda. It's all guilt by association. They'll go, there are groups that don't want a world banking system to rule them. And next we'll tell you about white supremacists that kill cops. And so it's just this base demonization, and that's what this MIAC strategic report, the modern militia movement, starts out with all these examples of cops being killed over the last 25 years by white supremacists. It's still a handful of cases, but they just hype them and hype them and hype them to scare the cops. Then they move into Ron Paul. They move into how they need more gun control and to stamp all the bullets. They move into how now there is a new world order, but if you don't like it, you're a terrorist. And then they attack Ron Paul and everybody else in here, Bob Barr, you name it. Now, here's the issue, and I'm going to go over this in detail and take your phone calls and get into the Obama deception that's now out at prisonplanet.tv and a lot more. That's right, you can watch it right now on prisonplanet.tv. Super high quality, the way it's meant to be seen. Just atrocious. I've seen some clips on the web people grab from it, and I just wish, folks, you wouldn't race to put something up and then encode it on YouTube in the lowest bit quality so you get it up first. It looks like hell. I really wanted to be seen, but all I saw was horrible copies of it out there. Please go to prisonplanet.tv, folks, and download the film in super high quality and burn it to disc and DVD like it's meant to be. Now, I'm going to stop there. To make a long story short, we put this out with other FBI training manuals and FBI training flyers to police saying, look out for constitutionalists and those that make frequent references to the U.S. Constitution and gun owners. And then they say right next to that, they want to kill cops. Look out. Just totally made up. Totally. And in this new document, it says there's also mainstream public groups that say they want state rights and that try to get involved in the community and say they want to work with police and sheriffs and say they want to work with the cities and they're secretly violent cell groups. Look, just anybody involved in anything, you're a terrorist. And so we post this with other previous training manuals and things that we've had up on the site. The older stories going back many years, and people start commenting, and I saw people on the Daily Paul commenting, going, I want proof. This comes from Alex Jones. I want proof. Ron Paul's in here. Well, read the thing. I want proof that, this is going on. You don't know about all this. You don't know about the talking points to demonize Ron Paul and patriots. You don't know about police in South Carolina busting down a door without a warrant because they had a Ron Paul sign in the yard. That was all over the news. You don't know about all this? Are you hiding under a rock? You didn't know that you didn't take time to read it, where there was the phone number to the state police? Okay. I have this separately from California Highway Patrol, and I have it from Missouri. And frankly, I was so busy a few months ago when this came in from Missouri the first time, a different variant of it. They come out, best I can tell, every month. And they basically told Rob Dew, our producer, that today he talked to the state police in Missouri. They admitted they put this out. This is theirs. We called the phone number on it. Okay? You can call them too. It's just the denial. They're openly announcing all over the news that military is being put in the police departments as liaison officers and that the military is going to be out stopping drunks. See that? And helping at car wrecks. It's now being announced everywhere, just like we told you it would be. We know how they operate to make the military, the cops, the citizens think it's okay. Well, it's just to stop drunks. The Marines are here. Well, there was a mass shooting. The Army, regular Army came after and ran checkpoints. And still there's denial. People email me and say, I want your proof of FEMA camps. I don't know, Houston Chronicle, Associated Press, bills, legislation, documents, Army.mil, civilian inmate labor camp program. You can lead a horse to water. It's like leading a horse to the Great Lakes, man. It's sitting there dying of thirst, and there's an ocean of fresh water there, and it won't drink it. And you're telling me that isn't a giant reservoir of water for you to drink. Okay, then, fine. I can't help you. It's just ridiculous. I wasn't bashing the Daily Paul itself. It's a great site. I was just people's comments on InfoWars and emails. I'm kidding. It's just blows my mind. So I'm going to go through the strategic report if we take some calls and get into some other issues. But I wanted to bring Rob Dew in here, one of our producers, because by the time I covered this yesterday, by the time I was worried about the launch of the Obama deception last night, it was too late to, basically go back on air and we fully documented it, putting out the flyer and the phone numbers, and I've seen literally 100 of these, from different that police have sent me because they come out every month or so in all 50 states. But Rob Dew, here he is. We can give you the phone number. He called the state police this morning and he talked to two of them, and we've got their names for you, and they admitted they put this out. So Rob Dew, give folks a report, please.
All right. So on page 7. Right at the bottom, it says Missouri Information Analysis Center. It gives you a phone number. So I went and gave him a call, and I got another phone number. And that was to another department at the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And I talked to a Captain Hull, and he said, I asked him if he wanted to come on the radio and talk about, first I asked him about the MIAC strategic report. And he said, oh yeah, that's he called it a report that they put out periodically. And it is to, quote, it's part of the normal operation for officers to receive these periodic reports for safety purposes and to track trends or changes. That's exactly what he said.
Because they're all little intelligence agents now, secret police.
Right. And so I said, oh, well, this is interesting. And I I wanted to get him on the show. And so I said, is this something that Texans need to be worried about? Would you like to come on and give them this information and explain it? And he seemed interested in doing it, and he was going to call me back. And then I got a call from Lieutenant John Hotz, H-O-T-Z, and he said, Captain Hull will not be able to come on the program. And I said, well, would you be able to? And he said, no, I've got to run to a meeting. And I said, well, what about next week? Can we get one of you guys on to talk about this? Because this is very interesting, and I think this is the kind of information that we need to talk about.